70,000. Over 1 million Lagosians. They know that if you give me your afternoon, I will give you hard facts.
Well done, Sandra, on all you do, going beyond the headlines and focusing on the facts.
I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
Hello, Lagos. Good afternoon. I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. First hard fact of the day: Bola Tinubu has sworn in George Akume as Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF. Akume was the first governor of Benue State in the Fourth Republic from 1999 to 2007. After that, he was a senator until 2019 when he became Buhari's Minister for Special Duties. Yeah, did you know that? Did you know that he was a Minister for Special Duties? Did you feel Akume's impact in that role over the last 8 years? Do you believe that he performed well enough in that portfolio to deserve a go as the Secretary to the federal government? Now, you may be wondering, okay, well, what is even SGF? What does SGF do? Because it's a role that we talk about. It's a person that we talk about a lot, without necessarily defining their role. So let me tell you what an SGF does. So at the federal level, you have SGF, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. And at the state level, you have SSG. SSG is the Secretary to the State Government, but it's the same job. And that job is really common. They're actually executing on the policies. So an SGF or SSG is usually expected to be a very competent administrator, very competent coordinator. In a lot of ways, they are the COO of the government, while the president or the governor is the CEO. So it's a pretty important role. And today, George Akume has been sworn in. Second hard fact of the day: the Senate has approved President Tinubu's request to appoint 20 SSAs. The presidency did not specify who the 20 SSAs will be yet. So as you can see, Tinubu is taking steps to appoint members of his government. However, still no word on ministerial appointments, which brings me to our third hard fact of the day. We've now gone 10 days into the Tinubu administration without ministerial appointments. I'm going to keep the countdown going until we get them, just like we did for his predecessor, Muhammadu Buhari. Remember, we've seen how different countries handle ministerial appointments within hours or days, right? We have looked at South Africa, Zambia, Ethiopia, the UK, Kenya, Canada, lots of countries. And Tinubu has been preparing to be president for at least a decade, right? So I think it's fair to expect him to hit the ground running and appoint ministers quickly, yes? Especially because he's stepping into lots of crises left over from the previous administration. So the NLC has complained about not having a labor minister or during these situations. Resident doctors raising their own demands, threatening a strike. There's no labor minister or health minister to interface with them. So, as you can see, Nigeria's problems are not waiting. How long will the president wait to appoint ministers? The answer so far is 10 days and counting. 1 million Lagosians listen to this show. They cannot be wrong. Thanks for tuning in alongside them. I've got a great show for you. Starting with today's big three, let's talk about Nigeria Air MD admitting that it's only plane that was actually hired. Its only plane was hired. Then let's talk about the National Assembly's probe into missing subsidy money. And then let's talk about the Senate rejecting the water resources bill. On the glass ceiling from 4 o'clock, we'll come back to a conversation we started last week about property ownership, joint ownership of property. Last week, I told you the story of a woman who took her husband to court because he sold their house without her consent, and the court reversed the sale. So we'll talk about that a bit more at 4 o'clock. Don't miss it. On Balogun and Broad, let's talk about the impact of higher petrol prices on businesses. You've been buying fuel more expensively than you used to. How is that affecting your business? And that's most businesses. So I'm talking to you who's a Bolt or Uber driver or Lagos rider. I'm talking to you who owns a barber shop or a nail salon. I'm talking to you who owns a phone charging station. I'm talking to you who owns a business that runs on generators. How are the higher prices affecting you? What adjustments have you had to make? On the step down, let's talk some more about how some men take out their financial frustration on their supportive partners. Now, the step down will happen, of course, after we bring you the AFCFTA discussion show. It's our show about exports. Don't miss it. It starts at 6:15. Expect news, business, and sports at the top of the hour every hour. But let's get started with today's big three. Lagos, I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three.
On Hard Facts. On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Are senators correct to call Hadi Sirika's Nigeria Air eye service? How can government demonstrate good faith while removing subsidy? Is the 9th Senate showing teeth in its final days because Buhari is gone? Those are your big three, Lagos. Let's talk. The Nigeria Air MD says that, yes, they did charter the plane that we all saw. That's our first story. Dayo Olumide appeared before the Senate, who are probing the entire Nigeria Air fiasco. And he admitted that things have gone badly with the proposed airline, but he insists that it was not his fault because he's new. Olumide said, quote, "As you know, this airline was launched with the logo in 2018. Several things have transpired since then that has nothing to do with me," end quote. Launched with the logo in 2018. Lagos launched with the logo. See, anyway. No, wait first. Launched with the logo. I want you to go back to 2018. Think back. Do you remember all the arguments about that logo launch back then? Do you remember all the people who accused Hadi Sirika, the aviation minister, of eye service? Do you remember how supporters of Sirika and the Buhari administration accused them of being unpatriotic? Anyway, Dayo Olumide did not stop there. He admitted that the plane that landed in Lagos in May was an Ethiopian Airlines plane and that they just hired it for that flight. Now, yes, Ethiopian Airlines is supposed to be a shareholder and technical partner for Nigeria Air, but there's a difference between a technical partner giving you their planes permanently and you hiring their planes for one flight. That's what happened in May. That's why the plane's ID did not change. And Olumide admitted that to the Senate. And the senators were quite perplexed. They asked him why the airline and the aviation minister would rush to hire a plane just before Buhari left office. Were they trying to do eye service to trick Nigerians into thinking the airline was actually ready? That's what the senators are now asking. It's not Sandra that is asking. Senators are asking that one. And Olumide seems to admit that it was eye service. He says that yes, the plane was hired and that it was really to show people what the airline could look like in theory. He said, quote, "The aircraft that came in and left was a legitimate charter flight. Any one of us here, if we have a destination wedding in Senegal, we can charter an aircraft. You don't need to have a license to do that. You just charter an aircraft. An aircraft, you paid for it. It will be brought here, take your passengers, and off you go." And that is what we did. But in this case, it was to unveil. Ever since 2018, all you have ever seen about Nigeria aircraft were pictures and drawings, not the real aircraft. And we thought it was time to show what the real aircraft will look like and also to let shareholders know. You see, we have institutional investors. They are not in aviation, but they are putting their money for 10 to 15 years and to exit maybe at the premium. So they need to see what the actual aircraft will look like. So we brought it in here to show them that the aircraft will look like this. Then the social media dimension came into it. End quote. One day, I saw that, then the social media. I said, "I'm sorry, sir. Did you just hear what you just said to us in this Senate, sir? What do you mean by social media dimension?" Oh my God! Please allow me to unpack. Let me unpack for you, Lagos, what the managing director of Nigeria Air is saying. First, he's saying that the plane that landed was not proof of an operational airline or proof that they have a license. They don't have one. Instead, he's saying that they hired that plane in the same way any rich person without a license can hire a private plane. Second of all, he talks say, then do am just as demonstration to show people say, oh, see what this airline fit look like. And then he can't say the dimension, the social media dimension come inside and me, I just they look this matter. I'm curious. I don't know how you reason that part of the comments we make, because what thing they sound to me be say like see this thing just they sound to me like say when they charter that plane which them themselves don't admit say no be proof say airline they real. They don't expect say people go ask questions. They just expect say as people see plane, you could just boo boo gaga them. They could just keep quiet. You understand? But Nigerians don't wise, so people begin to ask questions. You understand? Now it makes sense. Come begin probe the whole thing, and I guess that says something about the power and importance of social media, which is why you should protect it at all costs. But moving on. This conversation also went to the airline operating certificate, like I explained yesterday, right? And I told you yesterday that getting an AOC, airline operating certificate, is a 5-phase process. Nigeria Air is still at stage 1. Authorities rejected their application to enter stage 2. And Dayo Olumide, the managing director of Nigeria Air, said that airlines changed most of its principal staff. So they have to go through the entire process again of interviewing them, getting background checks, all of that. So that's why. So senators now ask him, okay, so why Nigeria Air can't they apply for stage 2 now? When una know say una need to redo una stage 1 paperwork for new staff. Meanwhile, Bashir Ahmed says that Nigeria Air is not a fraud. He was President Buhari's media aide. And they were parading, and I can't believe I just used that phrase, parading. I hate it so much, but it's so appropriate. They were parading Nigeria Air as one of Buhari's accomplishments. So now, Bashir Ahmed is responding to the probe by the Senate, and he tweeted, quote, "Nigeria Air is not a fraud. The Aviation Ministry has made significant progress towards its realization. Branding unveiled, partnerships and agreements signed, most of the operational certificates issued, operational offices opened. Nigeria Air will fly to make Nigeria proud," end quote. Just a quick fact check there, saying that most of the operational certificates have been issued is false. The key certificate is, of course, the AOC, and the Nigeria Air is at stage 1 of 5. It usually takes years to go through stages 2 to 5. Anyway, that's the latest on the Nigeria Air fiasco. Lagos, let me hear your thoughts. 0700 993 993 993. 014657190. That second number is for our female callers. Women call me on 014657190. Men call me on 0700. It's not funny, but my God. Man, call me on 0700-993-993-993. It's my tax. Look, I laugh so that I will not cry because now my tax. And see, because I'm working in the formal sector, I'm actually paying tax. I'm actually one of those Nigerians that can say that they pay tax and my tax they enter government pocket. Now, for those of you who are in the informal sector, you're also paying taxes, but unfortunately, all the taxes you're paying are not being captured by government, right? But you see, my own tax, go, they enter government pocket. So I'm laughing so that I will not cry. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. 080-959-75. I'm in disbelief, Lagos. 99.3, hello. How are you?
I don't find no.
What's happening?
Now every day they read for Nigeria, what they say, they believe. Now every day they read.
Okay.
Sandra, Koro, they carry almost 186 million, 990,000 put for one chance. You see that scam? Open, clear scam. Look, what is EFCC doing by now? Does EFCC need any petition to ask questions? You see, Sandra, when I said the government itself is teaching us the young one how to come to power and steal, don't say I'm lying. You did all those showbiz to go rent plane, to pet the Nigerian color, kind of come Nigeria. Meanwhile, we get every contractor plane where they for hangar there. Every airline where government just shares they for hangar. You don't be paying the cost show us, but you won't spend that money. Sandra, look, this same minister will soon get appointment for this next government. The present government where they like this. Because of this thing now that they push come outside, we know that they don't omit the name or not. EFCC, when they arrest people or police the kind of person where see goat, go for 100 years of Greek. You don't see this man to ask a question. Why do you ask a question? When the man is president nephew, the present government now, Sandra, when he was a governor, how many persons for in government outside his deputy governors when they impeach for his own time saying he arrested for fraud? I'm not sure they go to see that.
Not the Apple man talk.
Hello?
How you doing? What's your name?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Sandra. Yeah, you say, say that we they talk and some people wait a bit test, go they tell say the news that they come out for art fast, no be original, not fake. Let me I know be say more of this we go still see and well. Make we dey watch.
Make we dey watch, my sister talk. All right, 99.3. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Sandra.
How are you?
I'm fine. My name is Blessing. And I'm calling for very nice life. Sandra, you like I'm a ball. You do analysis. You got a 16 that one. Sandra, you like I'm a ball. Goodbye. I just call you to laugh.
All right. Thank you for calling, Blessing. 99.3. Sorry about that. Give me a call back if you can. Hi.
Hello, Madam Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
My name is Victor. I'm calling for Bariga. Who be that those people where they ask the question? Is it not them?
Senators, they ask the question.
And not them now? They want just make a man who knows say they ask question. Yes, not them.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Victor, for calling. Victor says not them. Let's see what people are saying on WhatsApp. WhatsApp, by the way, is 080-959-75805. This message here from Ni Omole in Lagos. Ni says, Nigeria Air was a scam from the onset for those who understand aviation. I said it back then and vindicated now that NAS that should have checked the scam from the start have confirmed the same. So what next? Another media trial like the Off the Mic episode and we move on? Our tolerance for naked, brazen corruption in Nigeria boggles the mind. Guess because most Nigerians just are waiting their turn, or how else do you explain? Thank you for questions that I cannot answer. We've got Zed Isese from Jakande Estate. Zed says, please, is this Bashir Ahmed still in government or what? I mean, why is he coming to the defense of an indefensible, fraudulent act by Sirika and his former principal, Muhammad Buhari? We wait to see the outcome of these Air Nigeria scam of the century. All right, Zed, thanks for your message. We've got... this one here from Peter Oyewole in Ota. Peter Oyewole said, it's unfortunate that nothing will happen to anyone on this Nigeria air matter. It's just one out of many abracadabra of the past administration. Please, what happened to the then trader money project? I beg, make we be, Jerry. All right. Thanks for your message. We've got this one here from Sam in Ota. Sam says, to me, Sandra, I cannot blame the minister. I'll blame Buhari and his government. By now, Tinubu is supposed to have probed Buhari and all of his ministers. All the ministers, I mean. Even by now, Nigeria is supposed not to be talking about bad roads. But look at all the roads today. Sam from Ota. Thank you very much for your message. Vincent from Badagry says, if this Nigeria air scandal is swept under the carpet like others before it, then what are we really doing as a people? Muideen says, I still believe that Air Nigeria project is on course, and I hope that skeptics and cynics will be proven wrong when the documentation and other processes are finally done with. All right, Muideen, thank you very much. We've got... this one here from Anonymous. Anonymous is asking me why I'm laughing at our airline launch. My brother, I laugh so that I do not cry. We'll take a break. When we come back from this break, let me bring you more stories about the removal.
More news from cities are talked about.
If you want local government autonomy, administrative and financial, who you vote in your House of Assembly or governor matters.
Offering the unique perspective and valuable insights on the topics that shape our country.
If citizens break the deadlock of governors capturing State House of Assembly with sponsored candidates, there needs to be democracy at the state level.
Engaging in lively, tailored discussions, no matter what your political views may be.
Nobody's religion is going to improve the living standard of citizens, that's for sure.
Tune in to the show that keeps you in the know. Public Square with Rotimi Sakori. Back on air from July 7th, Fridays, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
NS to
Oga, wetin happen? I don send a go market. Abi dey owe you money.
Oga pharmacy, no be your boy I dey call jare. I dey ask for NS liver salt, medicine wey dey comot any yamayama discomfort for person belle, whether na heartburn, constipation or even indigestion o. NS liver salt get lemon, orange and other correct flavors. With NS liver salt, belle go dey balance. Oya Oga pharmacy, sama me one make I go enjoy.
NS liver salt, the medicine where they make your belle kulele. Russian Tiny Pharmacy, go buy your own now.
Now, product of Neskem Pharmaceutical Limited.
Imagine a life with zero worries.
Get up to 5 million naira instant loans when you need it most. Visit www.pagefinancials.com or call 01-700-7243.
Honda Manufacturing Nigeria Limited, the Obunge company for motorcycle and power products, don't land in Lagos office for 57 College Road, Orimolade bus stop, Efako Ogba, Lagos State. Now him be say, you go fit buy your power products like generators, multi-purpose engines, water pumps, lawn and garden products, plus agri products like tiller, mobile backpack sprayers for this Honda Lagos office. Hey, Unicorn motorcycles for delivery and logistics, they're there. Motorcycle and power products spare parts, as well as Honda genuine oil, 1 liter and 0.8 liter bottles, they're there. Fully equipped service workshop for motorcycle and power products repairs, they're there with expert technicians. You feel call to book them for your home service. Our office they open between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Yes, so Honda don't dey gidigba for 57 College Road, Orimolade bus stop, Efako Ogba, Lagos State. Our telephone now 0817-222-9298. Honda, the power of dreams.
The round table is back.
I recall that the
former Minister for Interior, Abdulrahman Dambazao, said that people go in as dogs and come out as lions.
I don't think the Nigerian government actually took the time to look at it from a holistic perspective.
And it's just really painful because it seems as though that, with every new government, we tend to miss the previous government.
It's just like you put human beings to live as pigs inside a place. How do you correct such? I don't even know who gave them the idea of changing the name.
The Round Table. This June 28th, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, 29th, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. and 30th, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Be part of the table on 99.3 Lagos, 92.3 Port Harcourt, and 95.1 Abuja. Let's talk.
I would just say that we're all stakeholders in the business of building Nigeria.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and our second story is the ongoing fallout from Subsidy is gone. The Nigeria Labour Congress has explained why it called off its general strike. NLC says that the federal government is showing willingness to cushion the effects of subsidy removal. And so it is suspending its strike as a show of good faith during the negotiations, especially because of how tense things are in the country. Now, of course, that means that the NLC is no longer requiring the NNPC to restore the pump price as their own act of good faith, meaning that while the negotiations continue, you and I will keep paying the new prices for fuel. And that leads me to my first question for you. How much is fuel in your area right now? In the part of Lagos where you live, or Abuja for those who are listening from Abuja, or Enugu for those who are listening from Enugu, or Benue for those who are listening from Benue, or Kano for those who are listening from Kano, or Kwara for those who are listening from Kwara, Rivers for those who are listening from Rivers, Akwa Ibom. How much is fuel in your area now? Meanwhile, the Edo state government is increasing the minimum wage from 30,000 naira to 40,000 naira as a response to higher fuel prices. Also, in Edo and Kwara, civil servants will now work from home 2 days a week. So now they'll have 3 days in the office and 2 days to work from home. Of course, that raises some questions, right? If the civil service can function just as well, working remotely for 2 days a week, why haven't they done this sooner? It's going to be interesting to see the results of this policy. If it's shown to work, maybe other state governments can adopt it. Lagos, for example. Lagos even needs it more than most other states, because even before the hike in fuel prices, we previously talked over and over and over about the impact to productivity. We had serious operating from home during campaigns. Do you think the Lagos state government should, number one, consider ways to help its staff work from home on some days? Number two, provide incentives for employers who encourage remote work for their staff. Now, of course, some government offices cannot close physically for 2 days. So public schools, public hospitals, those ones must stay open, meaning that the people who work there must still come to work every day. But Kwara and Edo have a plan for that. Kwara says that they will compensate doctors, nurses, teachers, and others for the extra 2 days that they have to come to the office. Edo state government also says that they're working to increase the number of students captured in their virtual classroom program. Basically, they're expanding a program that they started during COVID so that more students and teachers can stay at home for more days of the week. Because this thing is also affecting students. For students who have to go to school, they're paying more for transport fare now to get to school, which means it's hurting the pockets of their parents. So it's a lot. And these are some of the things happening in the aftermath of petrol deregulation? I would love to hear your thoughts. We're also hearing that the president is meeting with most of the governors right now. I'm going to give you updates on that meeting once we get those updates. But let's talk on 0700-993-993-993. 0700-993-993-993. 01465-7190. 01465-7190. That's our number for women. If you're abroad, join the conversation, please. Give us a call on Skype, Nigeria Info 99.3. And of course, there's WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. 99.3, hello? Hello?
Hello.
How you doing? What's your name, sir?
Yeah, Sandra, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Fidelis.
Fidelis, talk to me.
Sandra, concerning the airline, I really don't know. I know you're laughing because it's sounding funny. But this is the kind of habit that is putting Nigerians into poverty. Because, things that is supposed to be creating wealth for us, you see one person siphoning the money into his personal pocket.
Right.
And this is exactly what is causing poverty in the land.
Right.
If you check the whole sector, I believe this one or two of this has been happening. Honestly, it is painful. As I'm talking to you, for some time I have not been working. I just keep wondering what is the hope, the future of this country. It is painful. Thank you.
Thank you, Fidelis, for calling. 99.3, hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, ma'am?
Yeah, my name is Caroline from Magodo.
Caroline, welcome. Talk to me.
Talking about the work from home declared by your doorstep. I have to find out, is it that they'll be working from home or is it a free day?
Working from home. They'll be working from home.
Okay. That's fine. Because if it's going to be a free day, then we have to consider the economic implications
of that. No, they'll be working from home.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for calling. 99.3, hello. How you doing? What's your name? Okay, I can barely hear you.
Yeah, this is Dennis calling from Uloja, Papa.
Welcome, Dennis. Talk to me.
Thank you very much. I want to say congratulations on your station award for the year.
Thank you.
Yes, we are at the back end. We are listening. Thank you very much. I want to speak on the Nigerian aviation.
Yes, please go ahead.
You see, that is the reason why we are calling for changes of government so that all these things will be brought to light at the end of it, and there will be a penalty for the corporate. But now the information will just come out, everybody will just shout, before you do, they will sweep everything under the carpet, start hearing off your mic, and because if the real issue comes out, you find out that even some people, it's the same government now. Is it not the same government that we have that is still in power? They are all the same thing. So we are just crying foul. At the end of the day, nothing will come out of it.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. 99.3, hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Is that my favorite market woman?
Yes, so that is the market woman.
Welcome. Talk to me,
market
Joy.
woman, wait, guess it. You see,
yeah.
This corruption of 18. Say that today we know say corruption full Nigeria. That is why sometimes I'll just laugh when some people will say, this government is not corrupt. It's the lecturer that is corrupt. They are working in different places. I will laugh. Say these people, they don't know what is going on in this country. Some set of people just decide, say this is how we will run this country, and nobody can do anything about it. You know the Nigeria issue, my sister. When this one eats finish, we invite another one. Say, oh yeah, come and eat your own. That is how they rule us in this country. So those who are waiting for outcome of the issue, they will wait in vain, because these people cannot do anything to their self because they know everything except new set of people that is not corrupt rule this country. Then they will be brought to book. So it's not a surprise package. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for calling. Let's take a look at messages on WhatsApp very quickly. This one says, this is from Dio in Canada. Dio says, the problem is that corruption has been normalized and value is placed on people based on how much they have. The country is irredeemably, fantastically, and prodigally corrupt. Nigeria is just a laissez-faire society. Do as you like. If Nigeria were a company, it would have been liquidated long ago. Let's see how Tinubu will handle things. All right, Daya from Canada, 99.3. Hello.
Hello, yeah. My big sister, Sandra Ezekwesili.
Thanks for calling, sir. What's your name?
I greet you. My name is Rapruchuku.
Rapruchuku, welcome.
Calling from Alimos.
Rapruchuku, I got Rapruchuku nka.
My sister, I never play on your
Abi?
I get maybe on your Kuma.
Okay.
So I'm not happy to make it.
Okay.
Well, my take, number one, you know, our president, President Tinubu, he said we fight corruption. It's one of his major policies. So let's see how we take on this. We want to, because this is a high level of corruption in the country. It's siphon money meant for everyone, meant for the masses, for the welfare of this country. Some group of people will siphon it. So it's corruption. So let's see how they will fight it, because it's a high level of corruption. Then on the other hand, I have an advice for the governors and the president.
Okay.
Let them sit up. In this kind of a situation we are facing now, subsidy, I'm not against subsidy. But, let the dividends of the subsidy, let them utilize it well, accordingly. Because if you give people what they want, like in terms of electricity, there will be constant electricity supply. Let the government sit up. Let there be like this urban mass transit. All this kind of thing that government control price, which will benefit everybody. Because like Governor Basaki telling me that he made 40,000 for what do you call it?
Minimum wage.
Minimum wage. It's not only governor for the civil servants. It's governor for every Edo state indigene. So you have private
businesses,
holders, businessmen. What I mean, like businessmen, you have even unemployed people. How are they going to manage the situation at hand? Because cost of living in this country is so exorbitant.
Right.
So is a governor for not only Edo. Only civil servants. So you give them 3 days, working 3 days in a week. Maybe you put their minimum wage for 40,000. That didn't help matter. You put your policy that will favor every indigene, not only civil servants.
Okay.
And also, like for our president, Tinubu, you see, let them sit up and control this country very well. Let everybody get this dividends of democracy. To every state, to every of indigents. Because the poor masses are suffering a lot.
All right. Thank you very much for calling, Raprochiku. Let's go back to WhatsApp now, where we have so many other messages. Have I taken this one? Yes, this was from Dio in Canada. Kali on Christmas, also in Canada, says, Sandra, they say seeing is believing. The minister has done what Nollywood could not do. One person shot a movie for 250 million people, and we bought it free of charge. Chai. Make we dey play. All right. We've got this one here from Andy Roberts. Andy Roberts from Ojo Alaba International says, where is EFCC that is breaking houses and looking for Yahoo boys while they are living with Yahoo men with this Air Nigeria thing? Is this not Yahoo Plus in the government of APC? I thought Buhari told us that they've paid subsidy for June. What is going to happen to that money? Paid or captured in the budget? Well, it's been captured in the budget, but it hasn't been paid. We've got this one here. Okay, all right, thank you very much. This message says, those who protested in 2012, they now know that they were ignorant. What has changed now? Okay. We've got this one here from Shadrach. Shadrach says, in Nigeria, Shadrach. Okay. Shadrach says, in Nigeria, happenings in Nigeria is really affecting my psyche. The lawlessness in this country is to the high heavens. It's like I'm not living among humans anymore. I really need to shut down from news. And then you still see Bashir coming out to insult the sensibility of over 200 million people. You still see people defending this. Those supporting this evil are now shifting the post that it will still fly. Even if it will still fly, does the process look right, for goodness sake? All right. Thank you very much, Shadrach, for your message. I've got Grandma K from Ikorodu who says, Sandra, now who calls us as a nation? Oh, my beloved country. Grandma K, thanks for your message. Sandra, this Nigeria air fraud shocked me with the way the past administration borrowed heavily. They still have mind to scam us like this. So Nigerian government, they do citizens Yahoo now. All right. Thank you for your message. Oh, God. Okay. We've got this one here. I hope Alaba Alakpe will come out and defend this fraud by Buhari's government. Okay. Alex says, scam, 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 scam. We've been saying that this is a scam. This is a daylight scam. It's time for Nigerians to enter the street and protest. All right. All right, hold on. Let me look. Let me see if I'll see, nice messages. I'm looking for nice messages. Victor says, this will still end in off the mic. My God. All right. We've got this one here. E-Naira scam. Rice pyramid scam. New Naira scam. Nigeria Air scam. Okay. Well, eNaira is not scam. eNaira exists and you can fund it. You can use it. That adoption of eNaira isn't high doesn't mean that eNaira was a scam. But as our final act of the day, the Senate has rejected the Water Resources Bill. That's our third story. There's been so much controversy over this bill. I don't know if you remember, ever since then President Buhari introduced this bill in 2017. Basically, the people who opposed this bill worried that it gives too much control of water and the land around water to the federal government rather than to the states and to communities, right? And the bill passed the House of Reps back in 2020. Now, the Senate was debating it, but the senators objected to the fact that they couldn't see the content of the bill. I remember that Senators Gabriel Soswam and James protested because all that was presented to the Senate was the title of the bill. So based on that objection, Senate President Ahmed Lawan agreed to step down the bill. So that's the update on that. I'm a bit confused by this particular situation, because how is it possible that the Senate was expected to vote on a bill without seeing the bill? I'm going to talk to Temidayo Taiwo Siddiq about this on Eyes and Knees this Friday. Eyes and Knees is a segment where we cover in detail the happenings in the National and State Assemblies. So we'll talk about this. I'm curious about this bit of information. How is it possible that this can happen? But anyways, for now, the water resources bill is dead on arrival. I say that because if the 9th Senate ends without passing it, then the only way to revive it is to reintroduce it to both chambers. That's how it works. But I have a question. Do you think that the Senate would have rejected this bill if Muhammadu Buhari was still president? Do you think that the Senate delayed hearing this bill until Buhari left office? Are you happy with this outcome? 0700-993-993-993. Don't forget, still to come, on the glass ceiling today from 4 o'clock, a wife sued her husband because she sold their house without her consent. The court agreed with her and reversed the sale. I'll tell you details of that story after the business news at 4 o'clock. But for right now, let's talk about today's stories on the Big 3, 99.3. Hello.
Hello, Madam Sandra. Obaseki, he won copy Jajare, the Cross River State Governor.
Okay.
She won copy her. And then that person where she tell you that maybe them who cause Nigeria. Don't forget that the time where God be passed for Nigeria, she be dig ground. He bury speed. So till that speed grow. From that time when Nigeria she go grow.
Okay, thank you for calling. Now, so work from home is not work free day. I think people hear work from home and they think, oh, it means you're not going to work for 2 days. No, you just work from your house. Any file you have to submit, you submit it from your house. I wonder if they have infrastructure for that. So do all civil servants now have laptops? Are they still carrying files, like actual physical files? Or are they doing all of those things virtually now? I don't know. But 99.3, hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
President Sandra.
What's your name, sir?
This is Tayo calling from Ogba.
Welcome, Tayo from Ogba.
If it is true that this administration want to fight corruption, let them instruct or let them pass a law. All the filling stations in Nigeria should be, let them equip themselves with electronic gauge, with IP protocol, so that everybody will see how many liters that are being sold at each filling station every day. 6 months, 1 year after, it is either it's going to exonerate the subsidy, those people pay subsidy and those who collected it, or it will indict them. So we will see who is in fooling one another. Because whether subsidy or no subsidy, we must know how many liters we are consuming every day for developmental purposes. We have to. People living in certain areas, they can say, we want to put a number of tax on these things so that we can use it to solve this problem. That is how it's been done all around the world. So let us make sure our filling station, just like filling stations overseas, equipped with electronic gauge that will be telling everybody how many liters they receive and how many liters being sold. Then the government will be collecting their taxes, the state, the local, even the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for calling. 99.3, hello.
Yeah, Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, you have Mr. Mba online.
Mr. Mba, welcome. Talk to me.
Sandra, I heard you say that Tinubu appointed Nkume.
Yes.
Okay, appointed Nkume. In elected December 1999, the man had been a governor of Benue,
yes,
and also a minister or a senator.
Yes.
You see, Sandra, a man who has been in office, service over how many years, and this kind of high position over how many years, and he still appoint also in the Tinubu administration, also in Buhari.
Right.
I'm asking, please, where is the future of the youth in this country? Where is the future? If such a man can be in the office like all these years, where is the future of our youth in this country? A man who has been in office since how many years? Future. Sandra. As far as I'm concerned, there is no future about the poor man in this country.
All right, thanks for calling. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's see if we can squeeze in a few messages from social media. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. This is the Big Three on Hard Facts. Don't go away.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria.
We all need those words to boost our faith, to give us hope and reasons to continue. Words that can change our lives and get us into action. Sunday Elevation on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The Sunday experience you need to kickstart your week on a high note. Every week, we feature incredible thought leaders who will uplift your spirit and inspire you to live your best life. Sunday Elevation is exactly what you need to start your week off right. So, tune in every Sunday from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. for one-of-a-kind experience that will leave you feeling inspired, energized, and ready to conquer the week ahead. Don't miss Sunday Elevation on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Sincerely, I don't want to wait till I graduate from this school before I think of what to do with my life.
Exactly. I am going to seriously work on my music skills. Let me use my talent well, I beg.
I would like to be a radio presenter, but I don't know how to go about it.
But why is Simi so quiet today?
Sorry, ladies. I'm taking this interesting course on how to become a professional scriptwriter. You too can also learn how to become a radio presenter on Wazobia Academy.
Wazobia Academy?
Yes, Wazobia Academy provides accessible and affordable online training in filmmaking, music business, fashion, radio hosting, and lots more. You also stand a chance to be selected for internship in leading production companies, radio stations, music, and fashion studios for hands-on experience. It's easy. Simply log on to www.wazobiaacademy.com or call 0908-826-5038 for more details.
Wazobia Academy. Learn and lead.
The biggest football fan festival in Nigeria is back. Goalfest 2023. Performing live, international superstar Zlatan Imole himself, Mo back.
Listen to this one like this. Been through many things. Many.
And the energy god himself, D.O. to the T-U-N.
Ladies and gentlemen, they call me the energy god #1.
And many more. Goalfest 2023 will also feature exciting games, food, comedy, and you can watch the UEFA Champions League finals on a huge screen. Goalfest 2023 will take place on the 10th of June at the Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, Ahmadu Bello Way, Victoria Island, Lagos. Time 2 p.m. Get your free tickets now. www.goalfestnigeria.com. Limited tickets available, so hurry. Goalfest 2023 is powered by Femi and the Gang and the Football Republic. Proudly refreshed by Pepsi. Sponsored by BetWinner.
Supported by Indomie Media Partner Super Sports.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Indeed, we are, and I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. I've got so many messages on WhatsApp. I'll do my best to take as many of them as possible. Paul from Ikorodu says, Nigeria is one big comedy scene. Nothing will ever amaze me again. I've said it before that they should change Nigeria's name to Republic of Anything Can Happen. All right. Madam Sandra, I'm just tired and weak. No comment. That's Femi from Dallas with that message there. Tosin says, this Nigeria now. Wow. Marcel from Ikoton says, Sandra, when I hear that President Tinubu wants to fight corruption, one day I laugh because you cannot give what you do not have. Let him come and tell us how he became president. All right, Marcel. We've got Osas who says, Sandra, Nigeria, ewo. That's a funny message. Peter Ayorinde says that, Madam Sandra, the level at which we love, pamper, enjoy, plant and cultivate, nurture and swim in intolerable corruption is awesome. There's corruption everywhere, but we are fantastically creative in corruption. That we believe that you are not normal or you are a pastor or a holy man if you have a transparency principle. Madam Sandra, what is going on with the National Assembly's attempt to put ICPC under politicians? We want to break heaven's level when it comes to corruption systems, Abi. All right, Peter. Thanks for your message. This one is from Sunday. Henry says, how long will the work from home be? Will it be as a law in the state, or will it be after his tenure, normal work will resume? Sunday Henry, well, the governor simply says that going forward, as a measure to cushion the effect of the increased pump price, people can now work from home for 2 days and come to work for 3. Now, working from home does not mean that you're sleeping in the house. Working from home is what most people did, including myself during COVID. If you remember, during COVID, I was the first Nigerian broadcaster to do their radio show from my house. I was doing that show from my bedroom in my house. So I was doing a 3-hour show every single day, but I was not doing it from the live studio. And then for a while, afterwards, Freeze also was doing his own radio show from the house as well. So you're doing your work, but you're just doing the work from the house instead of coming into the office. All the tech bros I know, a lot of them work from home. So this is not an entirely new concept for them. It may be a new concept for a number of people, but also not for a lot of people. And for most people who lived through the pandemic, to be honest with you. All right, let's bring you business news. After the business news, let's bring you today's glass ceiling. On today's glass ceiling, a woman sued her husband for selling their property without her consent. The court agreed that he should have gotten her consent and reversed the sale. I'll tell you all about it after the business news.
And now the business news.
And I want to assume that you would run because I want to give the listeners context for the conversation.
In 2019, you were running mate to Atiku Abubakar. What did you learn then that you will not repeat this time?
Yes, when is the president coming out to address us?
There's a few things. One, I have a burden and a passion for young people.
The fact that you have elected a man does not mean then you begin to order him around. The president will do whatever is good for the country at any given time.
Mr. Adeshino, isn't the president responsible to the people?
What should the next president do to root out stakeholders who are complicit?
You fire those that need to be fired are fired.
It's looking like a brand new Chelsea, attacking with so much fluidity. And what can you say about that, Martin? I know you follow Chelsea quite closely.
I live close to the Chelsea training ground. That's what you mean by that. I'm not.